Welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, the world's leading authority on childcare marketing, mindset, expansion, and profitability. Our host, Brian Duprey, is the world's most sought-after childcare coach, having helped tens of thousands of childcare owners from around the globe take their business to the next level. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, our host, Brian Duprey.
Hello, welcome to the Friday training podcast series of Childcare Genius Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Duprey. So excited to be here today. And we're doing an 8-part series on the 8 pillars of leverage in your childcare business. So this is going to be a series, and you're on a different week every single week, and I'm going to be on, and Carol's going to be with me as well, talking about a different pillar of leverage. Now, what is leverage in your business? Leverage allows you to work a little bit of effort and get a lot of results. Sort of like a pulley, right? A pulley helps, one person be able to lift hundreds of pounds. That's what a pulley does. Well, leverage in your business is like a pulley, and a little bit of effort goes a long way, meaning that your business could run without you. One person could run 100 schools using leverage, but if you don't use leverage, one person could barely run one school, and a lot of you are struggling with that right now. So I hope you pay attention to these 8 weeks. Yes, this is repeated content. This is actually recorded aired previously. But the reason I'm doing that is sort of like people who read the same book twice. You try to get the information twice. Childcare is basics. There are basics to childcare. And childcare ownership is very important, but there's really 8 solid basics, which are the 8 pillars of leverage. If you just keep repeating those 8 things over and over again, you are going to make millions and millions of dollars just working on these 8 pillars. This is why I'm repeating this content, because it is the basics, but you have to master the basics. As Coach Lombardi said, you have to master the beginning. When he would walk into a locker room, and he was a football coach, he would always bring a football in, and he'd say, "Gentlemen, this is a football," because he wanted to break training down to the basics. Football is tackling, throwing, and running, right? And it's just basics over and over and over again. People paid millions of dollars to do the basics over and over again and just be a little bit better at everybody else. Well, the same thing here. Our 8 pillars of leverage are our basics. So I don't care if you've heard this message 100 times, watch it again. Listen to these 8-week series, and then join us at the Childcare Genius Leverage Conference, September 28th to October 1st at the Iberostar Bavaro Resort in the Dominican Republic, where we're going to learn a whole bunch. The whole conference is focusing on all these 8 pillars of leverage. We're going to learn them all. We're going to have you really in a good financial position, a good marketing position, full enrollment with great culture, systems, operations. We're going to be covering it all there. We're done at 1 o'clock every day. We've got poolside coaching each and every day. It is an amazing experience. We got a money back guarantee. We got no done. We will help you with everything. Great speakers. Go to childcaregenius.com right now. Get your tickets if you don't have them, and go into the conference tab. Hit the Leverage Conference. We'll see you there. But I'm gonna sign off now, and I want you to listen to this awesome, amazing episode of Carol and I talking about one of the pillars of leverage in your childcare business. Enjoy. So we're going to talk today about systems, having systems in your childcare program. This is week 3. And first week we did mindset, then we did marketing. We're going to go into systems. And so it's important to have systems. If you ever want to have more than one location in your business, you got to have systems. We've opened 10 schools. It's important to have systems, isn't it?
It is important. And in every part of your life, not just your childcare, but
good point. In everything you do, you need to have a pattern or a manual or a system or something to duplicate. When you walk into a McDonald's anywhere in the world, I could promise you there'll be a Big Mac at every one of them. That's part of a system. There's a certain way they do the fries. There's a certain way they do the patties, and then they all order from the same places. So everything is duplicatable. Well, when you do your childcare, if you ever want to expand it, you have to create duplicatable systems that you can take from one system to another. And once you find those duplicatable systems, you could open 100 locations because you have the same system operating in, which is slight changes between the two. So the biggest thing is have a standard operating procedure, an SOP manual, or an ops manual, and have it where it could be edited, like in a Google Drive, right?
Right. Yeah, we do ours in Google Drive.
Yep.
There's other systems that people use, but something where it can be edited and shared.
Yep, very important. And make sure that your team doesn't have edit access, that they could just view. Give edit access to the editors, but make sure your team just has view access where they don't get a chance to delete it. Make sure you have policies for everything. And as things happen, create a policy for it. Like, where do I start? Whatever happened today? We had a thunderstorm. Write a thunderstorm policy. Lightning strikes. Here's what our policies. We get all the children off the playground immediately.
I was actually talking to someone about that just today.
Really?
About that we had a teacher spilled a cup of coffee. So we set a policy that if cups were in the room, first they're supposed to be out of kids' reach, but they had to have screw-on tops.
Screw on top.
They couldn't be tops. They couldn't be the takeout cups, and they couldn't be the one that just snap on.
Because a kid can get burned.
Exactly.
So good. And that, as things happen, you develop a system for that. And that's where you start.
Because you can't see every possible scenario that could happen, and hindsight is 2020.
Exactly. And it'll never be done. So you perfectionists who have to wait till it's perfect before sending it out to your team, this manual will never be complete.
Right.
It'll always be evolving and changing and on.
And
so
always be welcome to input from your team.
Yes.
To make changes to your ops manual.
100%. Yeah, very good. Again, have policies for everything. And you definitely can't expand without these duplicatable systems. It's impossible to have a second location, have locations with different policies each. You really, unless you have two different brands,
it just creates chaos.
It does create chaos because you can't. The reason why it works so well in a multi-center to have systems is because you could have your substitutes working at any location. It's the same diaper changing policy. It's the same policy for going outside. Kid counts. Everything's the same at every location. That way your subs can be moving in and out of different locations without any problems. Make sure you have a parent engagement app. I know in this modern day and age, it seems silly for me to even mention it, but we do come across a lot of clients who don't have that investment yet. And we think it's important. That's a way to engage with the parents and then to see the children every day taking pictures. Just be careful of allowing too much communication friendliness between teachers and parents. You might want to approve all communication from teachers to parents, especially if you have teachers that can't spell, as they represent you. And I've had directors who can't spell. So I had to proofread my directors who just were horrible at spelling. A lot of people get college degrees, they just could not spell.
Because everything's
spell check now. Well, this person was older. You think well, not, but I mean, but anyway, it's very important if they represent you that the communication is good. So make sure as an owner, you're kind of checking the stuff that they represent you and your brand. Any communication with the parent, make sure that that's good. And the last thing is have systems for payment. ACH is important nowadays because you save money. So, people like credit card to the points, but I've had clients with $50,000 a year bills for credit card fees that they don't pass on. And that's ridiculous. So you need to use ACH where possible and get your parents to do auto ACH. So it's automatic repetitive payment.
If your state allows you to pass on credit card fees, you can charge the parents to use credit cards. But if your state doesn't allow it, you can give a discount for ACH.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. That's a good way to do it as well. But definitely find a way to get automated in there. ACH will save a whole lot of money.
We just don't accept credit cards at all.
No, we don't take it
because our state doesn't allow us to pass on the fees, so we don't accept them.
Yeah, we never really have any pushback at all. No. So,
if you can't afford to pay your daycare bill and you need to do it on a credit card, you maybe need to take a budgeting class.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah. And we're probably doing them a favor, making them actually pay for their childcare that way. All right, so that is it. And having systems, we think it's very important. We hope you got some information out of this, and I hope that helps. So we'll see you next week when we talk about operations.
Thank you for listening to the Child Care Genius Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your child care business. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Child Care Genius community.